Okay, so we are on box 14. So that means we are now officially over half the collection. Well, maybe not, because a lot of the boxes left are the big 5 cubic feet ones, but we're over half the boxes unboxed. So this box here is another one that was packed right from Melcon. So let's get started with that one. This is a game that I purchased at the... did I purchase that there? I do believe I did. So I purchased it at the flea market, and it's called Vault Assault. So it says frenetic, heart-pounding action. Sounds interesting. Can you outrace your adversary and steal the loot? Mosaic building, assemble the dice as fast as you can. Take a risk or flee the scene. Are you faster than your friends, or will your greed and glory land you behind the bar? So I guess you're robbing something and you're trying to collect what you can before you get arrested. I have no idea. Honestly, it looks really cool though. So I'm excited to give this one a try. How many players does it play? 2 to 4. And 10 to 20 minutes, it plays quick. This is going to be a pleasant little filler game, so I'm excited to give this a try. And then I have Archravels, which is a game that I bought. It's so cute. I like to crochet, and I crochet a lot of different things around Christmas time. And this one is a game about crocheting these different projects. And once you finish like a toque or whatever, and all this stuff is worth so many points. But if you're able to fulfill orders and do multiple projects, then you're going to actually trade those in and get even more points. But first you got to collect the yarn, you got to knit the project. So, and it has like a really interesting action selection where you have your token, and there's 4 potential action you can do, and you'll go from one to the other. So you can't do the same action twice in a row, but some of the spaces have like similar actions you can do. And this is Archravels, and it's a really neat game. And then this one I played just before going to Melcon, and it's called Cacao. I had purchased it recently, and I had Patrick play it with me. I had to isolate because I had COVID before Melcon on my birthday. So we played this one, and it's actually neat. It's a tile placement game where you're collecting cacao fruit. I was super impressed with this one. This one was so much fun. And you get the little cacao wooden bits, and then you're collecting gold, and then because you're collecting them, and then you're selling them, and then the whole way that it works is each player has a different village color, and then you're placing these tile between the different, so you go a player tile and a common tile player common, and then you're kind of creating this grid. But you have the meeples that shows on each one. So if you put this one over here, then the one meeple is going to activate this tile once. So it's a cacao one, so you would actually draw 1 cacao from the plantation. If it had the 2 plantation and you had 1 there, you would actually collect 2. But if you had 2 meeples on the 2, then you would collect 4. It's really interesting. And then the way that it all works was super cool. We had a lot of fun with this one. I'm really excited to get this one to play again, Cacao. And then I also have in here 7 Wonders Duel. 7 Wonders. This isn't a dual version. This is just a 7 Wonders Duel, and it's neat because they'll play up to 7 people, and it's a card drafting game. So you get a hand of card, you draft what you want, and then you pass it on. And the cards will have resources, and the more resources you have, the more you can acquire cards. And then the military cards, and then you have the science cards, and there's different ways that you can win in this game. And it's a neat game. Some people like the Duel better. I've also played the 7 Wonders Architect, which is a much quicker version of this. But I've enjoyed all 3 of them. So that's 7 Wonders. And then in here I have Star Wars Jabba's Palace, which is basically Love Letter with a Star Wars theme to it. We've played it a few times. It's a lot of fun, and it comes in this little bag here, so we've got that in there as well. And then I have Deco Dice and Dice Minion by Fundamental Game. I haven't had the chance to open this one yet. The Deco Dice, from what I understand, is like it's a way of playing as if you're rolling a dice, but you're flipping the cards instead. So it's a little bit more evenly and less luck driven and luck based because it's you have it with the cards. From what I understand, I just looked at it real quick. So, and I think maybe there's a game in there, so we'd have to give that a try. All right, what else do we have in here? I have Concept. Concept is a party type game that looks so intriguing to me, and I saw it on tabletop when Will Wheaton was doing the tabletops. And you get this board and you have these pieces and you put them on the different categories, trying to get the people to guess just from selecting different categories on a different word. So for this one here, they've put animal, yellow, black, small, and flying, and the answer is it's a bee. So you're trying to get all these different like description together to try and describe a specific word, and that's Concept. Then I also have in here Carcassonne. So this is just kind of the traditional Carcassonne that had the river expansion in it. I don't own a lot of the Carcassonne expansions, just the base game mostly. But it's such a cool game, and it's a tile placement, so you create this big map, and then you'll put your meeples on the different things. So on the roads, the robber, and you'll score the road, and if you put them in the cities, then when the city's complete, you score the city. If you lay them down in the field, then they're farmers, and they'll score that way. It's a lot of fun. This is really one that I would consider a classic, and I'm glad I have it in my collection. And I also have in here, oh yeah, Costa Rica. So this is another one that I got around the same time as Cacao, and we actually played it on the same day. No, actually, I bought this one a long time ago from my friend Greg that lives in Lethbridge. And then I hadn't played it, and then I had read a review or watched a review that talked about this, and they were saying how bad of a game it was, and I was like, oh no, what did I do? And then me and Patrick got playing it, and it's a push your luck, so you all have these tiles that are face down, and you have all these meeples together, and then you're on expedition, and then you'll kind of go, and then as you go, you flip the card over and look, and it'll reveal different images of animals, and you're trying to get a set collection. And then it's when you go, be like, okay, I'll keep going, and then everybody has the option that's in that expedition to collect that card that's revealed if they wish, or keep going as well. So then everybody pass. Then you reveal the next one, and then the next one, and you kind of start creating. And once you're like, okay, I think maybe I'll take this, but you got to be careful because you could also reveal a hazard. And that's like a mosquito. So if you come across two hazards, you bust. The cards that are kind of face up get discarded, or do you get a few of them? You might get a few of them, but then you're kicked out of the expedition. And then whoever is left behind, they stay there, and then they have the option to continue the expedition when it's on their turn. It was so neat. I really enjoyed it, actually. So yeah, Costa Rica. And then I have Furnace. Furnace is an engine building bidding game. So everybody gets these tokens that you can utilize for bidding. Whoever has the highest numbered token on a card will pick up that card. Everybody else who has a token on it that's a lesser value, because you can't put the same one on, would actually get to activate a activation portion, like an action portion of that card for the number of that they have on their bidding token. So if it's one that allows me to like pick up coal, and I've put a 3 on it, and the winner got it with a 4, then I would get to actually pick up 3 coals, and then I can utilize that in my engine to trade things off. So you can collect different resources and then sell them off, and then you would collect the gold. Now with the gold, you don't actually do anything with it. Gold is your victory point, and you're just trying to be the person that has the most gold at the end of the game. This game plays so quick. What does it say? 30 to 60 minutes? No, I think it played way faster than that. But it was, than an hour, I mean. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I have it. So Furnace. And then I also have Raiders of the North Sea. So this is a North version. We had Architect of the West Kingdom, which is like the West series, so this is a North series. They're kind of doing all ones. And then this is so cool. It's a worker placement game. I haven't played any other ones from the North series yet. But when you place a meeple, you activate that position, and then you pick up a meeple that's on the board, and then you activate that position. So you get 2 action each round by placing a meeple and picking up a meeple. And it kind of makes it really interesting. So you never really get the, oh, I wanted to do that, but you blocked me. Because you could just pick it up if they went there. But it will cause you to change your goal or your plan part way through. You just kind of go around collecting and trying to raid all the different places in the village, and whoever gets so many points at the end of the game is the winner. So lots of fun. I really enjoyed this one. And did I mention it comes with these most amazing metal coins? That alone makes it very worth it. And then I have Vidi Culture. So it's a Stonemaier game where you're producing wine, and it's a worker placement game. And what's really interesting with it is you play on 2 different seasons. So you have so many workers, and you can play them all if you want in the summertime, but then you have no workers for the winter season. And then you're collecting resources, you're collecting the plants, and then you need to take the grapes from the plants and get them all pressed and pull the juice out of it and then ferment it to become wine. And then with that wine, you're fulfilling orders, which will give you points. It is such a neat game. I played it for the first time at the Melcon last year. And then I bought a copy afterwards. Tons of fun. I really enjoy this one. And that's Vidi Culture. Ooh, don't fall. And then at the Melcon flea market, I ended up purchasing Super Skill Pinball Ramp It Up. And I believe this is a roll and write. So you roll the dice to move your ball, hit targets and bumpers on the way down, then use the flipper to shoot back to the top. It looks interesting. And I mean, like, it's a bright, interesting looking game, so I haven't played it yet. I've seen it around, I've heard a little bit about it, so I don't have tons and tons of roll and write, so I'm excited to get this one. Look, and there's lots of, awards at the bottom there, so can't be bad. Let's see what else we have in here. Okay. We have Terraforming Mars. And then my version, actually, I got the 3D printed overlay to put on top of the the player cards, because otherwise things have a tendency of sliding around. And in this one, you're going on Mars and you're terraforming it to make it livable. And it's really a card drafting and engine builder game, and then you have all these resources that you're managing on your board, and it's a really interesting game. The first time I played it, I didn't like it. And I didn't like it just because I wasn't sure what was going on, and I lost my lot, and I was like, oh, well, I mentioned that, and it's like, well, really? Like, and it was just, to just be like, hey, this is how you play, can now you're on your own and play the game. It didn't go well. And then I played it again, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this is interesting. And then the more I play, the more I like it. I played it with my stepson and with Lee, and they both really enjoyed it. So that's Terraforming Mars. And then I also have in here, oh boy, Steampunk Rally Fusion. So Steampunk Rally is an engine building race game where you have different dice that will kind of fuel up your machine. And Steampunk Rally Fusion is kind of the second version of that, and they actually introduces fusion dice, which I have no idea what they do. I haven't played this one yet. And this one is actually the Atomic Edition, so it also includes Steampunk Rally game to it as well. And I bought this one secondhand a little while ago. I don't know if it's ever been played or punched or anything. I haven't looked yet. But I have Steampunk Rally Tesla Edition with all the deluxe bits and stuff, so I'm keeping that copy, and then I'm going to need to keep this copy, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm excited to try the fusion version of this game, though. I really like Steampunk Rally. And then this is the last game in this box, and that is Sagrada. Sagrada is a puzzle game where you're placing these dice on your board and you're building stained glass. But you'll have like different cards that kind of goes below, and it gives you different requirements, like either color or the number of pips that's on there. But you can't have same colored dice touching each other. So you can't have a blue next to a blue, and you can't have a dice that's a 4 next to a 4. So you're trying to keep everything that's touching each other unique and trying to fill your Sagrada at the same time. It's a really neat, fun, puzzly game. And it's a dice drafting. So you roll the dice and then you take turn picking it up. And it's a bit like a 10 where the first player will pick 1, the last player will pick 2, and then it goes back to towards the first player again. Super fun game. I've had this one for quite a few years now. And it's a neat one. I did get the expansion that makes it so that it's up to 6 players. Just because I'm a family of 6 and I wanted to have the ability to do that. And that's it for this box. So be sure to tune in tomorrow and find out what I have in the next box from my collection. Bye, everybody.